This conference will now be recorded.
Okay guys, so if Azure subscription is expired, you need to go to this hands-on Microsoft self-paced lab. I have already shared this link with you guys. I'm gonna share it again. And in this website, you need to search configuration manager. Like, in this website, there are 160 self-paced lab available for multiple technology like Active Directory, SCOM, other product from Microsoft. Now, if you are looking for SCCM lab, you type in configuration manager and click on launch, right? And you will have to use your Microsoft account to log in to the lab. It just takes a Microsoft Hotmail account or live account. And then when you do that, this screen will come. Okay, it has resources here at the right hand side. Okay, so we need to go to resources, and there are 4 computers are there. These are all virtual machine, and on the top you have 1 hour 53 minutes remaining. So you can use this lab for 2 hours, and after that it will get closed automatically. You will have to relaunch again. Okay, you can relaunch as number of times as you want. That's not a problem. Now the first one is your CON-CM01. This is your primary site server. The second one is your domain controller. Third one is your Windows 10 computer, and the last one is your management point server. Okay, and all of them will be in stopped mode. You have to start them. Okay, these are virtual machines running on Hyper-V. So in order to log into this computer, you have the username and password right here, and I'm gonna split the window and minimize it. And you can also do full screen if you want, like this. And on the top you have the names of the computer. Suppose if you would like to log into this config manager, so CM01, and you choose this icon and choose type text and password. Type password. Okay, now, so this is your primary site server, and you launch this console. This is ready-made lab. You don't have to do anything. The SCCM lab is already configured, and it is up and running. Okay guys, so this is the console, and it is using, I think it is using about config manager 1906, the latest version of SCCM. Okay, so the console is same as the one which you guys are using, 1606. Little bit more features, but almost the same. We have this desktop analytics services. This is the additional feature here in 1906, but rest everything is same, like application management, software update, operating system, Windows 10 servicing, Office 365 management, all same. Now today we will learn configuration item and compliance baseline. Okay, so suppose there are some computers, and you would like to find out how many computers are compliant according to a baseline, right? And how many computers are non-compliant. Suppose there are like 2000 devices. Okay, for example, 2000 devices are there, and on each, these are 2000 devices, and on each device you have to find out a particular setting. If the setting is present, then they will be considered as compliant. Okay, for example, if setting is not present here, okay, so these computers will be considered as non-compliant. Got it? So basically what we will do, we will, through SCCM, we will send this evaluation to find out whether the computer is compliant or not. An SCCM client will evaluate, scan the computer, and the data will be passed on to the server with the compliant state, whether the computers are compliant or not non-compliant. So there are multiple options. Either you choose the file or registry, depends on you. I'm going to show you the file one first. So I'll go to asset and compliance, and then inside asset and compliance, I have one folder here, compliance setting, and inside that configuration item. I'm going to right click on configuration item and choose create configuration item. So just an example, let's say if in any computer, if there is a file present in program files, Internet Explorer and IE Explorer. So in any computer, if this file is present, iexplore.exe, so this has to be a particular version. So if you right click and go to properties and details, the version of this is 11.014.393.2007. So for example, if any version of Internet Explorer lower than this considered as non-compliant, if any version is equal to this or greater than this, will be considered as compliant. Okay, so SCCM client will scan all the computers to find out the versions of iexplore.exe file, and if the version is equal to this or greater than this, then the computer will be considered as compliant. If less than this, then the computer will be considered as non-compliant. I'm just giving you this example. Okay, so in companies, what happens, suppose a cyber attack happened, all the Internet Explorer versions are vulnerable, the old version of Internet Explorer. So Microsoft says, do upgrade Internet Explorer to the latest one, right? And you upgraded Internet Explorer to the latest one, but you still want to know on how many computers we still have the old version. If it finds old version, it will be considered as non-compliant. So name, so Internet Explorer configuration item, anything of your choice, and go next. So it's gonna run on all Windows computers. Next, and new, and you define the setting, for example IE settings. So this setting has to be present in the computer. Whatever the settings you are defining in here, it has to be present. If not, if present, computer will be considered as compliant. If not, non-compliant. So now I'm going to choose file system and browse the location where the file is present. So file is present in C drive, let's say program files, and then we have Internet Explorer, and there is a file called iexplore.exe. So this file has to be present in every computer in program files and Internet Explorer. The file name is Internet Explorer iexplore.exe. And if this file is present, then it has to be compliant with a following rule. So we need to check this box. The selected file must be compliant with the following rule. Add and choose file version. So anything which is greater than and equal to. So I'm okay with 11.0014393.0. So anything which is equal to in any computer, if the Internet Explorer is this one or greater than this one will be considered as compliant computer. If it finds any computer which is having older version than this, then those computer will be considered as non-compliant. So SCCM will find that for you. You don't have to manually log into each computer and right click and check the version of the Internet Explorer. So SCCM will find out and give you the data. So I'm going to click on OK and apply and OK, next, 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 and close it. Now this configuration item is ready. Let me just rename this configuration item as number 1. Okay. So 1.0, 1 point. Okay, just to identify that this is the first configuration item, i.e. configuration item number 1. Now we have to create a baseline that every computer should meet this baseline. So right click on this baseline and choose create configuration baseline, and the first baseline, let's say I version baseline, and we have to click on add and configuration item and choose the item which we have just created and add and click OK and OK. So the baseline is ready. So every computer should meet this baseline. If computer meet this baseline, then it is compliant. If the computers do not meet this baseline, then they will be considered as non-compliant, and you will see the compliance count here. If 10 computers are compliant, it will come as 10 here. If 2 computers are non-compliant, the number count will come as 2. And to find out which are those computers which are non-compliant, you will have to go to the monitoring and report section. In the report you will get. Now the baseline is ready. You have to just deploy this baseline to the target collection. Right click deploy, and I'm going to deploy to all system because I would like to check all computers. So I'm going to choose all system, and how often it will scan. Every 7 minutes it will scan and find out whether the computer is compliant or not, and click OK. That's it. So after like half an hour or an hour, you will get the compliance count, how many computers are compliant, how many non-compliant. Now how this, if you wait for half an hour, you will get the information. But in the client computer, how this evaluation happens, let me take you to any client computer and type in the password here. This is Windows 10 computer, guys, and we will find out whether this setting is present or not. This is Windows 10 1809. Now if you go to control panel and category, small icon, right click on configuration item and create shortcut on the desktop so that you don't have to go to the control panel. So this is the agent SCCM client, so which is responsible to scan the computer and find out whether this computer is meeting this baseline or not. So if you go to action and run this, you don't have to manually do this, okay, because automatically it is gonna evaluate the computer and give you the data. But just to show you, we don't want to wait for 5-10 minutes. That's the reason we need to bring the policy, machine policy, and then you go to configuration, refresh. You see this is the baseline. So if this computer meets this baseline, then the computer will be considered as compliant. If not, then non-compliant. Automatically it is going to be evaluated every 7 minutes. We don't have to manually do it, but we don't want to wait for 7 minutes. That's the reason we click on evaluate, and it is compliant. Why it is compliant? Because the version of Internet Explorer is either equal to that one or greater than that one, which we have defined in the setting. Are you guys following, everyone?
Yes.
Bakhtiar, Arfat?
Yes, Kaziva.
So it's going to be scanned against each computer. Suppose you have thousands and thousands of computers. SCCM client will scan all the computers, find out the version of Internet Explorer, and if the computers meet the baseline, the compliance count will increase here. Let's say 1000 computers are compliant. If the computers do not meet the baseline, then non-compliant counts will increase. Uh, let's say there are 200 computers which are non-compliant. Now the second one, in the registry, I showed you the file system. Based on the file, it will scan the file. Now you can also look for a registry. Suppose there is a virus attack, right, all over the globe, and Microsoft recommends that you come here in HKey local machine, in software and registered application, and you have to create one registry here. Disable hacking, and the value should be 1. I'm just randomly giving this example, okay? You may get some scenario that you have to have a registry in all the computer. If registry is there, then hackers will not be able to hack the computer. If registry is not present in the computer, then the computer is vulnerable, right? So I just created the dummy registry here, the example to show you how this registry evaluation happens. Disable hacking, and the value is 1. And I want this registry key to be present in each and every computer. If the computer has this registry key, then those computers are considered as compliant. If computer do not have, then those computers are considered as non-compliant. So we define this one. So there are, for example, there are 5,000 computers. You cannot go and check in 5,000 computers manually one by one. So instead you do it through SCCM. You come here in configuration item, create configuration item, and this is the second one, registry configuration item, and then you go next, next, and new. The setting has to be present in all the computer. So I'm going to define the setting, what setting it needs to scan. Registry setting, browse. So in every computer, in HKey local machine, under software, registered application, we have to have a registry key, disable hacking. And if the key is present, then the value should be 1. So is equal to 1. So we have defined that setting. This setting has to be present in every computer. Click OK, apply, and OK. Next, 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 and close it. Now you have to create a baseline and deploy the baseline. So let's come to the baseline, right click and create configuration baseline. Same process as we did in the last example. Registry baseline, configuration item, and choose the registry configuration, add, click OK, and OK. and we have to deploy this baseline to the devices for the evaluation. So right click deploy and choose the collection where you have to deploy. All system, and every 7 minutes it has to scan the computer so that I will get the data quickly. So you see we just deployed this baseline, and if computers are meeting this baseline, they will be considered as compliant. Let's go to Windows 10 computer. So you don't have to manually do this. After like every 7 minutes, it's gonna scan the computer and give you the data. But we don't want to wait for 7 minutes. That's the reason we are doing it manually here. I just ran this machine policy and refresh this configuration. So inside this configuration, you see the second one came, registry, baseline, and evaluate. This is non-compliant. Why it is non-compliant? It is also gonna show you the report. If you click on view report and choose, yeah. So it is saying non-compliant. If you scroll down, it is saying the value, current value is 0. It did not find. It did not find that registry key here. Understood? Are you guys following?
Yes.
Bakhtiyar, Arfad, Nusrat.
Yes.
So in companies, you will definitely get some requirement. I think most of the requirement comes from the security team, right? Iqbal, to you guys are scanning the registry as well to find out
Yes.
a particular registry is present or not, right?
Yes. Yes.
So using SCCM, you can also find uh, how many computers are compliant and how many computers are non-compliant. And also you can forcefully make the computer compliant. I'll show you how to forcefully make computer compliant. So you don't have to manually, install, install application or manually create the registry. You can forcefully, you just give the instruction in SCCM that if the setting is not present, then apply the setting forcefully. So how do we go about it? Let me just create another one. I'm gonna create another dummy registry key. Let's say disable uh, remote code execution. Hmm? Sorry, I'm getting some. I think that was a question. I'm not sure. Okay, so disable remote code execution. That's the registry key which has to be present in every computer, and the value should be 1. If value is 1, then the computer is considered as compliant. If the value is something else, or if the registry key is not present, then the computer will be non-compliant. So what we are going to do is we will give instruction in SCCM that find out this registry key in every computer, and if the registry key is present with the value 1, so leave it as it is and computer will be considered as compliant. But if in case the value is not there or the registry key is not there, then forcefully add this registry key. So we have to define that thing in SCCM. Let me just create a configuration item, right click, create configuration item. This is the third one. So forceful registry creation Next, next, new, forceful registry setting, and browse and choose the location where the registry key has to be present. So it should be under HKey local machine software and registered application, and this one, disable remote code execution. So our requirement is that every computer should have this registry key. If it is not there, forcefully create it. So I'm going to choose should be equal to 1, right? The value should be 1. Click OK. Now we will choose this, create the registry value as reg dword data type if remediated for non-compliance rule. Plus, we'll go to non-compliance rule and click on the first one which says equal 1 and edit. So if the value is equal to 1, then it is compliant. But if it is not, then remediate and report non-compliance if it fails to remediate. Okay. So we need to check these boxes and click OK and OK. And next, next, and next, and close it. Now let's go to baseline. Right click on the baseline, create baseline. This is number 3, forceful registry baseline, and add configuration item and choose the third one and click OK and OK. So this baseline is created. We just have to deploy this baseline to all the computers. So wherever registry is there, it's okay. But if the registry is not found, it will forcefully create that one. So we have to right click deploy and choose this remediate non-compliance rule and allow this remediation outside the maintenance window. That means don't wait for maintenance window, do it right away. And do it where? In all systems. So we browse and choose the device collection as all system, and instead of 7 days we say 7 minutes. So it is gonna scan every 7 minutes. So what will happen now, all the computers will be scanned and it's gonna forcefully create the registry. Let's go to client and type in the password here. Let me just close this. Now I'll show you the registry key is not present here. Reg edit HKey local machine software and registered application. You see this what's the name of the registry key? Disable hacking, right?
Disable remote.
Disable remote code execution. Yeah, that is not present. And we have given instruction to SCCM that if it is not present in any computer, go ahead and forcefully make that registry key. So it will do it after 7 minutes because that is the time we have given. But we cannot wait for 7 minutes. That's the reason I'm gonna run machine policy to bring the new policy. And you go to configuration, refresh, the third one, evaluate, and compliant. That means it has already created the registry key. If you click on view and refresh, you see disable remote code execution. All good?
Yes.
So using this compliance baseline, you can do multiple things using script. Suppose if you want to make some computer, like certificate is not there and you have to forcefully push the certificate, you can do through this compliance baseline. All good? Iqbal, any question from your end?
Kashif, what if we want to remove the specific registry from all of the computers? How would we go about that?
To remove registry, you will have to use a script. So PowerShell script, I'll show you how to go about it. So you need to right click and choose create configuration item and just type in any test or something. Go next, next, and new. Now first it has to identify whether it is present or not in the computer, right? So the we have to choose script, okay, and add script. This is the discovery script to find out a reg query to find out whether that particular registry is not is present or not. You have to give the exact command. I don't remember uh, how to find a registry key using PowerShell. Get item property. Okay, I'll have to use get item property. Do we have any example below? Yeah, you see, this command requires the PowerShell drive HK local machine, and that is mapped to this Hive. Current version path format list. This is the one, program files dir. So you need to take this one, okay, copy. Oh, I cannot copy and paste because this is a virtual machine, and you have to like type in here get item property, right? And you have to give the location hklm slash whatever the location. I'm just randomly giving, okay, and then you click on okay. If it finds the registry, for example, if the registry is there, then you remediate. You give the add script, and let's say the command line is delete registry, whatever it is. You just give the delete registry key, and you give the command the location where the registry key is present, and click OK. So that's how you execute the remediation script. Got it?
Yes.
So this script is very useful. You can import certificate. If certificate is not there, the first is discovery. It will find out whether it is present or not. If it is not present, then it will remediate. So you need to add the remediation script. Okay. You can also use this for application. Suppose old version of application is running and that is vulnerable. So first it will discover, and then it will remove the application in the remediation script. Got it? I have one PowerShell script. I will show that to you. Okay, so this is the PowerShell script which shows you whether Java is there or not. First, it is checking discovery. It is doing discovery to find out if Java is present on this computer or not. If it finds, then it will run this remediation script. Okay, uninstall Java. So you can use this for any application. That's not a problem. So for example, let's go to, I'm not sure how much time it's gonna take. Let me see if Java is present in Windows 10 computer or not. Okay, Java is not there. Let me just download Java and install it here. Okay, Java is downloaded. I'm gonna click on open folder and install Java right here. Cannot be reached right now. Run. What happened? Install. Now suppose this Java is vulnerable, right? And you would like to remove this version from all the computers, right? Most of the time, the security team will send the information that this version is vulnerable, and just go ahead and remove this from the computers. Let's say there are 10,000 computers and this version is installed in 2000 computers. So if the version is present in any computer, you should go ahead and delete, uninstall. What happened? Java is installed or not? You see right here, the name of the Java application is Java 8 update 221. So I'm gonna go to SCCM server, enter the password. Now So this is the PowerShell script. So first thing first, it is gonna verify whether this is present in the computer or not. If it is present, then it is gonna run this remediation script. So the first thing, it is checking using this command line, the PowerShell script. So it is checking the installed software class where the object name is equal to. We have to give the exact name of the application which you are looking for, right? So we have to give the Java, which comes in the control panel, Java 8 update. What was the name? 221, right? And x64. So this is the name of the application, and this is vulnerable. So if any computer has this application, SCCM will forcefully remove that application. So if it is present, then it will come as true. If it is not present, then it will come as false. And if it finds true, then it is non-compliant. Got it, guys? Clear? Are you guys following or not?
Yes. Yes.
So let me just copy this script, copy, and open PowerShell. POWER, PowerShell. Now, if I paste this and hit enter, it will come as true. If this computer has Java, then it will come as true, the return value. If this computer does not have Java, then it will come as false. So this is the discovery. If it finds true, then it is non-compliant. If the value is true, then the computer is non-compliant, right? Because this version is vulnerable. Still checking. Okay, looks like it's taking some time. So in the okay, you see false. Clear? Because this computer does not have Java. The Java is present in Windows 10. So if I run this command in Windows 10, then I will get true value there because that is already present in Windows 10. Now let me just copy this script and right click on this configuration item and create configuration item, and this is going to be the point number 4. Remove vulnerable Java Java version. For example, this is Java version 8 update 221. 221 version is vulnerable, and the security team wants us to remove this version from the computers. So we will give this instruction to SCCM that next, new, and Java setting. So if this we are gonna take this script. So if Java 8 update 221 is found, then the computer is non-compliant. So I'm gonna click on add script and give the discovery command line. So if the return value of this script is true, then computer is non-compliant, right? And then add script, the remediation script. So we will give the remediation script that go ahead and uninstall the application. If you want to install the latest version, you can also give this the last line. You can give the latest Java version to install the Java version. You can use that command, but I'm gonna just uninstall this one. So this is the command. So it's gonna look for Java 2221 64-bit and uninstall that application. App.uninstall means this is gonna uninstall the application. I'm gonna click on OK. And the value is what? String value, because it's true and false. It will return the true and false values and the string value, not the integer. And then you go to compliance and choose new. And when it is going to be compliant, compliance, guys, when the script, on what value of this return value the computer will be considered as compliant? Huh?
0, 0.
False.
Oh, fuck.
False means if the setting what you are looking for that is not present, then the computer is compliant. The vulnerable application is not there, so computer is fine. So we don't have to do anything, right? We'll choose these boxes and we click on OK and apply and OK. Next, 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 and close it. Now we just have to deploy this through a baseline. Right click on the configuration baseline and create configuration baseline. I'll give remove Java 8 update 221 and configuration item. Choose remove and then click on OK and OK. And I'm gonna right click on this baseline which we just created and deploy. Choose this remediate non-compliant rule when supported, allow remediation, and I wanna run this on all system. So wherever Java is present, it's that version is present, it's gonna remove that version. And no matter if user reinstalls, for example, it is got removed and user reinstalls the same version, it is gonna be removed in 7 minutes. Every 7 minutes the application will be removed from the computers, no matter how many times he is gonna install. So click OK. Now if I go back to client 1, because Java is installed right here on this computer, on Windows 10 computer, you see Java is right here. So this computer is vulnerable and SCCM will make this computer as compliant forcefully. So I'll just refresh. So it's gonna make it compliant after 7 minutes. So I don't want to wait for 7 minutes. What happened? Why this machine policy is not taking? Machine policy, refresh. Yeah. So you see remove Java 8 update 221. So if Java is present, Java 8 update 221, then it's gonna forcefully remove that. Evaluate, and you will see Java will be gone in few minutes. Oh, script got error. Okay, let me just go back to SCCM server. Looks like we have to enable the PowerShell execution policy. Give me 1 minute. And go to administration and then client setting. Right click on this. Give me 1 minute. Okay, right click and go to properties. We have already enabled this, so in case if it is not enabled, you have to go to computer management, and as you see, PowerShell execution is set to all signed, so only the digitally signed script will be executed. So I'm gonna say bypass. That means it won't look for the digitally signature. It will go ahead and run the PowerShell script. That's it. So now this time it's gonna run. Let's see. I'll have to bring the new policy because we just make the changes here. Okay, looks like the policy arrived on. Let me just run this machine policy one more time. And now go to configuration and evaluate Java. You don't have to manually do this. Every 7 minutes, it's gonna do it on its own. But just to show you guys, I'm doing it manually. So I just clicked on that and it should remove Java from here. Yeah, you see Java gone. Guys, hello?
Yeah. Okay.
Java is gone. So if I install it again, let's say I have admin rights and I'm gonna install it again. I install it. After 7 minutes, it will be gone again. You know, the script will run again. So, and that will go away. Is it helpful? I think it is helpful for the security guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so you can make use of this to forcefully make computer compliant. I'm gonna share this script with you guys so that you guys also try in this hands-on lab. So this is a great resource, guys. You don't have to pay anything. It is free of cost. The only limitation to this is you can use this lab for 120 minutes at a stretch, and then you will have to launch again. No matter how many times you launch, that's not a problem. But you you know, you don't have to pay anything. It is all free. So utilize this lab, guys. If your Azure subscription is already expired and you're not going as you know, going to take pay as you go subscription. If you want to take pay as you go subscription, that's also okay, but you will have to make the payment from this month to Microsoft. Any question? Anyone?
Question.
Before we wrap
Where
it
do
up?
we
Yes.
where do we see the compliance report for the compliance?
Yeah, we get the compliance
Okay.
report here in monitoring. And good question. We come here under monitoring and go to reports, and inside reports we go to reports, and we have compliance and setting management, and then you have to go to this summary compliance by baseline, configuration baseline. You run that, and you know, you will get the list of compliance rule here. Now the you will have to wait for at least half an hour to get all the status, because the computer will scan, you know, the SCCM client will scan all the computers, and then you will get the information here, and you will get the number count here. Let's say there are 100 computers which are compliant, so you will get number count here. You just have to click on that number, and that will list down all the computers which are non-compliant, which are compliant. Okay,
Perfect.
understood. Now the 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 people who are working in SCCM team in your company will be more vulnerable from you, right? You will expose them that these are the settings. Why can't you use this setting?
Yes.
Yeah, no, you know, when I was in SCCM team, and we used to patch computers and do multiple things, and my primary roles and responsibility was to make sure all the computers are compliant as per the security baseline. Now we used to do all the task, and then security team were giving us um, the list of computers which are still non-compliant, and then we used to fight with each other. So I was thinking why I'm not in the security team rather than in SCCM team. Because security team is setting to pinpoint what is wrong, why it is still not there, why the computers are non-compliant, because that's the part of their job day-to-day profile. But we used to fight a lot. Sometime their data is wrong, sometime my data is wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
This is all Iqbal's fault.
Right. Okay, guys, so that's the compliance configuration item and baseline. You guys also try the same thing what we have done. Deploy the configuration item, the file system, registry, and script, and see how it goes. Use this hands-on lab if Azure subscription is expired, guys.
In this hands-on lab, does it save?
No, it does not save anything. After 2 hours, all the settings will go away.
Okay.
You will have to do again. So for 2 hours, one suppose you are going to work on application deployment. So for 2 hours, you deploy all application, you learn. Then another 2 hours, you deploy patches and all. Another 2 hours, on daily basis or once in a week or twice in a week, you can use this to work on multiple modules. It does not save the settings. That's the only issue, because it goes back to the previous snapshot when you launch.
Okay.
Okay.
Kashif, one last thing. My subscription is going to expire in a couple of hours. I installed the DHCP on my machine, but there are some errors that I'm getting, warning messages and errors.
Okay. DHCP. For what purpose?
DHCP. Remember for yesterday's lab, we added the DHCP?
Yeah, but you cannot do it on Azure. That is for local computer.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because in Azure, even though you install DHCP, that's okay. But in Azure, you don't get any computer which does not have operating system.
Yeah,
You get a
I got it.
preloaded
Yeah,
operating system. Okay.
makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So if you wanna install this SCCM lab on your local computer and you need your help, let me know. I'll assist you with that one. Okay, guys. Tomorrow will be the last session wherein we will see the mm, server side and client side common issues and troubleshooting steps. Okay.
Perfect. Also, Kashif, can you share us like the online resource for like these scripts, if there's
Yes.
any?
Sure. I'll send that to you. I'll send you let me send the materials today itself. Yeah, I have not shared with you guys. Let me send. Okay, guys. We'll meet
Kashav,
same time tomorrow. Yes.
when we will talk about the exam and how to prepare for it, and
I'll give you the dumps and let you know how to prepare for exam. Okay.
is the exam like hands-on or just concepts like multiple choice?
It's multiple choices. The scenario based question. Suppose they will give you a question like there is an application you have to deploy on multiple collection. Then what will you do? And then you will have answers to choose, and you have to choose the right answer below.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Okay. No worries. We'll meet tomorrow same time. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.